On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock.
Was the web tab on Google just a guise? Welcome, Google Web Guides.
X believes in better ads for all.
And AI Max is making headlines. Really, really long headlines.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Monday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Julia Mateer.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on August 4th, 2025. We're in August. How are you guys doing?
Wow. You know,
Doing good. Summer's still here. August is still summer. This is my summer.
Oh, it's the second half. Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Why, sports are over?
Yeah.
It's great.
Mm.
How are you doing, Julia?
quite the opposite.
Oh, no.
My whole year has just been a series of unfortunate events, like little stupid things, one after the other. And I've just, thought we were past it. But on Monday, I think, so like a week ago, I get a text that my credit card has been hacked.
Oh, no.
This is the second time this has happened to me in 6 months. Like, it's just unbelievable. So I call the guy. I'm like, can I get my money back? Like, what's going on? And he was like, have you bought anything from an ad from like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? And
Did you tell him about the Drake calendar?
I had it in my cart, but I never purchased it. Sold out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I add stuff to my cart, but I don't click purchase. But yeah, long story short, my credit card was hacked. He thought it was from a social media ad. And I was like, sir, I don't buy things from social media ads, but that's pretty rude that you'd assume that. So
what was it?
Nobody knows.
Did they buy anything good?
I don't know. You look it up and it's just like not a real company.
How much did they spend of your money?
$330, but they did try twice. So it was almost $660. But
okay.
got canceled.
Why wouldn't you go for more?
That's what I'm saying.
I think
like
you
the
wanna
minute
sneak it in.
But like the minute it goes through, like if you're a better hacker, you just, start to spend as much as you can.
They probably bought gift cards. What was the name of the place they spent it on?
SP Able Tovar. I looked it up and nothing
Is it in
comes
the United States?
That's the only information I have.
What if like a package arrived on my desk tomorrow from SP Able Tovar? What would you say?
I would die. I'd probably throw it away. I'd be a little afraid.
I think you really bought something you just forgot. It happens to me quite frequently.
No, they're like asking me that and I was like, no.
So they came to you and said your credit card was hacked and then they tried to act like it wasn't? Like maybe you just forgot?
Yeah, like they just ask you questions like, are you sure? But like they texted me and said like, this looks like fraud.
That's deeply insulting.
Yeah. And they're like, you sure you just like didn't forget? You don't recognize this company? I was like, brother, I'm on the phone with you for a reason. Like,
well,
2 times in 1 year is insane.
I hope you get it figured out.
Stop buying all that TikTok junk.
I know. Like,
you know what you should be buying?
What?
What? You've already bought it. AdsVisor.
AdsVisor.
We need to thank AdsVisor for sponsoring today's show. If you listen to the show for a while, you know that AdsVisor is the way to engage with your marketing data your way through AI agents, dynamic spreadsheets, or visually appealing BI tools and transform your reports into actionable growth insights. And AdsVisor has a huge update. We were so excited when Goo let us know that they launched 5 new connectors recently. So you can now connect your marketing data from HubSpot, Salesforce, Amazon Seller Central, Amazon Ads, and YouTube Analytics.
That's
Big news
amazing.
for the show.
Oh, YouTube Analytics. That is one of the worst analytics platforms. And if I could get that data out into Google Sheets and I could make my own things, that would be a lifesaver.
Yes, you can now analyze data from all of those connectors in addition to Google Ads, Microsoft Ads, all those ad platforms. Honestly, every ad read could just be like all the connectors that they work with because there's so many. And interact with your data intuitively in tools like Claude, Google Sheets, and chat with it in ChatGPT to get those insights back. So don't just take our word for it. We love AdsVisor, but check it out for yourself at ADZVISER.com. Only $34.99 a month. for all of those different connector tools. And it's a lot cheaper than getting your credit card stolen for $300. So should check it out. Thank you, AdsVisor. Before we get into the news this week, we have a couple of new AI Max updates that kind of slipped under the radar this week. So first of all, from Nikki Coleman on LinkedIn, she spotted an AI Max ad live in the SERPs, and this was for her client, so she knows it was from AI Max. She says this has a ridiculously long headline pulling from blog articles. So this is one headline. It says, 3 things to do for your pet if they're starting to struggle with ... and then it gets cut off. So she's saying that was pulled directly from a blog post that she probably had in a page feed, which I would have been like, not great. But
that is a long, that is way longer than RSA. That is a long ad.
It doesn't even fit. Like, you can't even read the full headline. But she says blog articles are converting at a significantly higher ROAS than their standard landing page, which I could not have guessed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of the value in AI Max. Like, I don't even know if I would test that, but it's working well for her.
We're 100% going to test this because we have a client that has like very recent news articles that are very local articles. We figured out a way to hone in and pull out like the last 3 months of articles. And so we're going to run that alongside of it, and it'd be dynamic. And if we can get those, 11 words in there that are like long words, it's a huge ad. That could be really cool.
Mm-hmm. And then another thing that could be really cool, I'm less sure about this one. Thomas Assel spotted, people are suspecting that this is in beta right now. I have seen it live in my account too, so I'm not sure if it's just available for everyone or if it's really in beta. But you can turn the keyword list targeting option on or off at the ad group level. So you could have some ad groups in a campaign be AI Max with the keyword list targeting, and some that actually use search term matching. I don't know. If you're using smart bidding, you could set a different ROAS target for each ad group if you wanted, but I just think they're very different things. Mm-hmm. And it would constitute a different campaign, in my opinion.
This is too much.
You hate it. Mm-hmm. I know.
I mean, I like the options of it, but then, so now you can have AI Max with search term matching, AI Max with no search term matching, broad match that sort of search term matches, but also sort of doesn't, and then everything else. This is going to be such a nightmare to think through what ad group has search term matching on, which one doesn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now there's 2 different flavors of AI Max, one with search term matching and one without.
I think it's not really AI Max if it doesn't have, like, you're like turning AI Max off for one ad group within an AI Max campaign, mm-hmm. which it's just too messy.
So your every other ad group will be pure AI Max, and then if you turn on search term matching, that is more like broad match in an ad group?
No, I think if you had Fraser exact match keywords in there, they would just work like Fraser exact match. But could you use brand exclusions in that ad group? I don't know. Maybe this is the only way to do that now.
But with the verbiage here, it says search term matching expands your keywords to broad match.
Oh.
And lets Google AI match content from your landing pages and assets to show up for relevant searches. So if your phrase match shouldn't look at your landing page. Exact match shouldn't look at your landing page. Broad match should look at your landing page. PMAX should look at your landing page, and AI Max should look at your landing page. So if you're getting that landing page, it's just broad match.
Yeah, I guess it would just be broad match.
So you can have AI Max campaign and then add broad match in there. That makes that I like actually see that.
And then you could, in theory, have your very long headline pull in and with broad match targeting. Yeah,
and you could change your TCPA targets to say, hey, AI Max, you have to go get it in cheaper. Broad match, you're within this campaign. It's just at an ad group level, which is just weird to think about. But then you have AI Max and broad match in one campaign, and you can change the targets at the ad group level. Is that right? That's the only way I can think about it.
It sounds like it. I don't think I'm going to do. I don't have a use case.
I've come full circle. I've come full circle just talking out loud with you guys. I don't want to have a broad match campaign. I don't want to have a phrase and exact match campaign and then an AI Max campaign. If I can use AI Max, get a flare of broad in there, see how that works against AI Max with no search term matching, I would like to be able to see the difference. And I think those two do make sense to be able to put into one campaign group. And it doesn't make sense to have like phrase and exact using AI Max.
Personally, I think it's going to spend all the money on the AI Max ad group.
Yeah.
And it's not.
But I can like see how you could use it now. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Yeah. I don't have a use case right now, but you can go crazy in your accounts.
I mean, it's just like extra broad match,
Yeah.
but in one campaign. You get both. Best of both worlds.
I just think it's going to spend everything on AI Max.
We'll do a test and
Yeah.
report back. Apparently, another test from Google has ended already, and this was spotted by Gagan Gotra over on Twitter X back in May 2024, just 15 months ago. Danny Sullivan, the Google search liaison, came out and said, "We've launched a new web filter that shows only text-based links, just like you might filter to show other types of results, such as images or videos. The filter appears on the top of the results page, along with other filters or part of the More option, rolling out today." And went on to say that they've added it because they've heard that some people just prefer to see links to web pages in their search results, such as if they're looking for longer form text documents using a device with limited internet access, or those who just prefer text-based results shown separately than other search features. They launched that, the web version. You can just get a list of links. 15 months old. RIP the web tab, because Google came out and announced the web guide. It is an experimental AI organized search results page. This is different than AI mode. This is different than AI overviews. This is different than traditional search. This is different than the web links. So what you see with this now is a whole mishmash of AI text, and then it appears to break up links. It still has a good number of links in there, but it is, I would say, text heavy. The majority of the content above the fold is AI generated text. And then underneath that, you can see things being broke up, like comprehensive guides to Japan, personal experiences, and tips from solo travelers. So it is no longer just web links.
It's the complete opposite.
It's a lot of AI in there. And I'm just wondering, why would they do this quickly? It seemed like they had this web thing to like sort of appease people that might not like all this AI stuff. And now all the AI stuff is crammed back into this new web guide, and it's still under the little tab that says web.
But Google's, okay, so that's why these two things are related, because
Yes.
it's the same tab. So they completely did the opposite with the same name tab. I don't see any links in here.
There are links. If you look at it, you can see there's a link to a Japan guide, solo travel in Japan from Finding Alex. There are links in there, but I would say there's still like more. You have to like go in and dive in. You don't just get, Google just doesn't spit out a list of 10 links that you can check out. It now adds a big block of text at the beginning, then segments things with big blocks of text. And then you see it one or two and you have to hit more to get to those links.
Yeah. It kind of looks like an AI chat.
It's like you just gave all this rationale of why we were doing this plain text thing, that people were looking for it, people wanted it, and then you just took it away. Crazy.
Stop trying to give rationales and just say like,
Yeah.
we have stakeholders and that's all we care about.
I know. Well, the rationale last year was like people want just text links and they don't want all the other stuff. And now this year, it's like people want all the other stuff. To be fair, it should only be links, no like shopping, no, I would assume local listings or maps or anything like that. So it still looks like it will be web links, maybe not as much images and products and all that stuff coming through.
I'm exhausted.
And now for this week's
Cool tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners and is really, really cool.
This week's cool tool is from Mike Ryan Retail on X, and it's a free market observer that can help you stay ahead of the competition. So it'll show you Google Ads KPIs development over time, trends in PMAX and other channels, and the latest industry trends in Google Ads. There's also info on how Amazon pulling out ads from Google Shopping and how it's affecting your CPCs. All this and so much more, we'll have the link in our newsletter, so check it out.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's take of the week comes from the one, the only Mike Ryan at Mike Ryan Retail on Twitter X. And he has a tweet where he says, "Me and the boys monitoring CPCs after Amazon left the Google shopping auctions." And you can see a bunch of bros. I don't know what movie this is from. It looks like Hunt for Red October or something like that. I do not know, but it's a bunch of people wearing sunglasses staring at a huge array of computers. It's amazing.
That's good.
Like, I actually smiled when I saw it.
But they don't look happy. Wouldn't they be like, woohoo?
They're too
True,
busy
yeah.
monitoring to be happy.
I would like some emotion.
Yes. Well, if you would like some emotion, the person who might care the most, Mike Ryan, is coming on the show later to talk all about Amazon. I know we covered it last week that they dropped from the auctions. And at the end of the show, we have a great interview with Mike Ryan talking about what it means for you, the advertiser. So stick around.
What a treat.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
First up in the paid universe this week, LSA update from Anthony Higman that I'm not going to pretend to really have any expertise on because I'm blessed to not do LSAs. He says Google has changed how much it charges for message leads within LSAs. Previously, it was 50% of the corresponding phone lead, but now Google said, so this is from the help document, they're, quote, typically priced lower than the corresponding phone lead price, although that's not always the case.
Wonderful.
He says if Google is now abiding by these factors below, like, quote, customers' previous engagement with LSA, all caps, then how and in what world is Google Ads still an auction when this ad type is present? I don't know, Anthony. I don't have an answer for you. You're right.
How do you just say it's 50% of something and then be like, oh,
Sometimes.
yep.
Although that's
Just
not
joking.
always the case.
Just joking.
From Dario Zanoni, he is updating us on some changes to dynamic remarketing. He says to enable dynamic remarketing in Google Ads, all you need to do now is send the correct data through your Google tag. There's no longer any need to activate dynamic remarketing or set the business type in the tag source. And that option has been removed. And then he adds, as of today, the official help pages are still outdated and describe the old process. But he has in this LinkedIn post, like what it used to say, what it says now. So if you're confused about that, definitely make sure you're following Dario. But Google help documents, like batting, what do you say? Batting 1,000?
Batting 1,000.
What's good? Okay.
1,000 is great.
Wouldn't
What's
you want
good?
100?
100 is bad. 100 is 1 out of 10 times to the plate you get a hit. 1,000 is 10 out of 10 times.
It's not like 100% of the times.
No.
You miss 100% of the...
So you asked what is good. I would say anything over like 330 is good.
So Google help documents are batting 100.
Batting 100, that is very bad.
Mhm.
That's what I would say. And that was sports. Next up, we have some updates from YouTube. They announced that they are expanding its existing built-in protections to a broader set of US teen users by leveraging machine learning age estimation rather than relying solely on the birth date listed on the Google account. I think this makes a lot of sense. So if you're like, I have a really tough update, actually. As of this morning, my husband's out of town. I was alone. I had to let them watch TV so I could get ready for work. They discovered Teletubbies.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's inappropriate for kids.
They asked me to watch Tubby Bye Bye, and they were really enjoying it. So that's where I'm at.
Maybe they'll forget.
They're probably still going to be watching when I get home because my mom's there. And I'm assuming that Google, even though we're using like a not signed in account, would know that they are underage.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just get them on Booba.
who's
It's
she?
it's on Netflix. It's like a little slapstick ogre thing.
I don't know about
Never
that.
heard of her.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Who knows?
Do your kids like it?
This thing?
No, it's too young for my kids. But I was watching it. It's like, yeah, it's like a little gnome, right? A little monster.
Yeah, it looks like a goat, kind of.
Greg's kids are in the office today, and they were watching someone get buried alive.
Yeah, they watch Mr. Beast.
It's like, guys, this is scary. They're like, it's cool. Sick. It's just Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we just went to they watch. That's like the one thing that they'll do is watch some YouTube. So they watch Coach Rack from the Savannah Bananas. They watch Dude Perfect. We just went to the live show, No Big Deal, last week.
Wow.
And then also Mr. Beast, who's the worst out of all of them. And Mark Rober. Mark Rober's good.
I'm worried about the future of the Savannah Bananas.
Why?
Well, I saw that man do
The backflip.
Oh, that's Coach Rack. Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he did a backflip the next day in the game.
Oh my god.
Did he fall on purpose?
No, I think he was trying to do it and it looked slippery. And
Yeah, the
he's
floor
very
was
good
like
at backflip.
ice.
That was terrible.
I felt so bad.
And then I saw a clip of, like, it was a nice idea in theories. They had the dads try to chase after the kids on the baseball field.
Yeah.
But then this dad, like, took it too seriously. He had the one kid in his arm, was going after kid number 2, totally wiped out. And it looked like they were both like pretty injured.
oh my god.
A lot of people get injured in Savannah Bananas. They bring people back. Like, so I think it was the mayor of Cincinnati. They're like playing in Cincinnati and he goes up to bat. And I think he got a hit and was trying to round first and it ripped the hamstring off the bone.
Oh.
But it's like, you're too old to be doing these things.
Do you have to sign a waiver?
I would assume so.
I saw one where a little girl got smacked in the head with a banana at the game.
That's terrible.
You would love, the Savannah Bananas are going nowhere, They're only expanding. And I feel like you would love the main guy, Jesse. He's like, all he wants to do is make the fans happy.
I just hope, I think I know him. He's the cutie from TikTok, right?
No,
He respects Taylor Swift. No.
Everyone respects Taylor Swift on the Bananas, A. B, he's the guy in the yellow suit jacket and the yellow, like,
Oh,
hat.
I watched the documentary.
Yeah, he's very good. He's like lost everything, was sleeping on a twin air mattress, sold the house because they couldn't pay for stuff, and then just kept doing it, kept grinding.
I just hope they have, like, from a legal standpoint, everything like buttoned up. I think they should
with all the
get some
injuries
waivers.
that are occurring.
Also, you'd be like the biggest villain in the world if you're like, hey, I'm suing the Savannah Bananas 'cause
Yeah.
I ran around first and I hurt myself.
Yeah,
There's a lot of losers out there.
There are.
indeed.
And wrapping up paid, Tales from PPC Reddit. This is either from Alejandria or Alexandria Lamita 90,
I think it's Alexandria.
or it could be Alejandre Alamedia 90.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
So it's Lamedia or Alamedia.
Shapeshifter.
We don't know. Okay, so it's called Insights from 31 Google Ads Accounts Audited, 14 things that stood out the most. And Alex, however they identify, says, over the past year, I have had the chance to audit quite a few Google Ads accounts. Unsurprisingly, I started to notice a few patterns, things that stood out. These aren't necessarily mistakes, at least some of them, but more like missed opportunities. So there's 14 in the list. You should definitely read it and check it out. But one thing that stood out to me was auto-applied recommendations were on in 8 out of 31 accounts, and there were no relevant negative keyword lists in 7 out of 31 accounts, and there were no custom labels in e-commerce accounts for 10 out of 31.
Wow.
Live. Oh my gosh, jail.
This seems like
Those
a fun
10
thing to do. I want to do that.
Yeah, so make sure you're following
so not
Alex.
use custom labels?
No, like look at 30
Audit
accounts and like
account.
look for things like that
Yeah.
and just like count how many have it and don't.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to use custom
I'm just gonna make it like expert mode.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for paid. What's happening in organic?
Advisor.
First, we need to talk about not just those new 5 connectors that dial you into HubSpot, Salesforce, Amazon Seller Central, Amazon Ads, and YouTube Analytics. We need to talk about the power that each one of those connectors has. Unlike other companies, AdsVisor doesn't charge you an arm and a leg. They're essentially the Savannah Bananas of connecting tools. He just wants you to do well, right? They're not overcharging you. They're putting on a great product out there. And with your connectors, you get unlimited connections. Other plans, you have these different levels and you get certain connectivity via these levels, whether it's some of the big connectors out there. You have unlimited connections with all of those with AdsVisor. Additionally, you don't have any restrictions on queries. I'm telling you, Goo just wants you to be happy, to be successful, and that's it.
I can guarantee it. Goo wants you to be happy.
Yes. Hope maybe we'll see him on the Savannah Bananas soon. But you can have as many queries as you want. There's no caps. Great for larger company, great for enterprise, everything like that. And then you can continuously refresh. So some connectors have refresh frequency caps that you can only do. There is none of that. And this is a tool for the people. And it's a tool that you should use and care about if you are trying to become a better marketer, a better data analyst, a better anything out there. Take all your data, utilize this extreme power that Goo and the AdsVisor team is putting at your fingertips, and make better reports, see better data, and become better at your job for a low cost of $34.99 a month. We got to get his pricing up. But for now, go run over to AdsVisor so you can have not just those extra connectors, but the power behind each one. All right, first up in the organic news this week, Google is replacing the promotion section in the knowledge panel with a deals section. So before there was like a clippable coupon that said promotions, and now it says deals. It has like a percentage icon next to it. It's green. I think it looks better. And if you have multiple deals, you can pull multiple listings into that deals section. So who is this important for? I think it's probably people that discount a lot. And you might have really big discounts that are on all those promotion sites, and you might not want everybody to see those. So you can say, here's our 10% off coupon. That's like a lower one, or it's 15% off closeout things. And it might stop people from going around looking for deals. When you buy something, do you look for like a coupon before you buy?
Always.
Right? So that you might search that brand name, look for a deal. You'll then see it there. So you can kind of like custom curate it. If you've got like a big site-wide sale, you could put it there as well. But to me, I think it's like, if I'm selling something and I'm offering somebody like 30% off if they do something, that deal can get out there and people can share it around. I could say, hey, it's the 10% off one that I want to like really focus on, or free shipping over X, whatever. So I think it's really cool and could help, especially those branded searches for people looking for savings. And from Oliver Melander over on LinkedIn, just take this with a grain of salt, but he found that there are shared ChatGPT conversations that are being indexed by Google. He did so by using the site operator search, which is chatgpt.com, and then you can put it in and see it yourself. I don't think anybody is doing that outside of him. He also called it something weird. He said, using a technique known as Google dorking, you can search for public shared chats by typing site : blah, blah, blah. So yes, technically these are in the index. It's not like it's like Reddit, like they're ranking for everything. He's doing a very specific site query operator in order to make this happen. So are some of them indexed? Yes. Are they likely ranking well? No, I've not seen it. All right. And from Lily Ray at Lily Ray NYC on Twitter X, she says, fun fact, looks like AI mode can even select an article headline as a block of referenced text. And so she had the article that we talked about. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. It was a must-read marketing article of the week called AI Search is Booming, but SEO is Still Not Dead. And when you click through it, it highlights the title and makes it that purple color. You know how usually when you click on something that's specific within Google, a lot of times it'll drop down to that block of content, keep it highlighted. For some reason, it's highlighting the headline on this, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Also from Will Reynolds from Seer Interactive, he says 50% of Perplexity citations are from 2025. What about ChatGPT, Gemini, and others? They did a study, and Perplexity was the highest one. You can check out that entire study. And at the same time, Ahrefs did a study as well, saying that they analyzed 17 million citations and found that AI assistants prefer citing fresher content compared to traditional search engines, and that ChatGPT cites content that is 458 days younger than traditional search. Copilot's 360 days. AI overviews are 16 days older. So who knows? But you can check that out over on Ahrefs or Sierra Interactive. All right. And Bing says you can optimize for AI search by what? Finish a sentence.
Doing SEO?
Yes. Following SEO guidelines. That's what they all say.
Why would they say that?
I mean, it's sort of correct. Like SEO guidelines are, I mean, it's correct. It's to make really good content for people that they like. That's really what they should say. But yeah, so Fabrice Chanel came out and said that. So just keep on SEOing, folks. That's it in organic.
Keep on Google dorking.
Yeah.
Google dorking. What's happening in social, Julia?
First up for social, TikTok is expanding its version of community notes, but they're called footnotes. It's being rolled out to the US users in the Footnotes pilot program, so you can now write and rate footnotes. It's set up the same way as X, so notes are only shown when people of opposing beliefs agree that the note is necessary.
Parents are going to hate that.
Yeah, I don't really care about any of these things, and I just think, okay, that was so dramatic.
How do they
But
show
like the
up?
footnotes thing. It's like when you click, I think you can like kind of scroll up like where the comment would be maybe, or like their caption or like top of the comments.
But everybody's spreading that misinformation that people are going to be able to label it now.
Yeah. It's also just like,
Parents
I
are
think-
going to hate this, you think?
I mean, like, you know, you always have somebody that's like just pushing something. And you're
Yeah.
like, hey, there's an EMP coming and everybody needs to prep.
yeah.
People are wild on Facebook.
This is TikTok, right?
Oh,
People are also wild on TikTok though.
oh, I thought it was Facebook. Okay. No parents are on TikTok. I take everything
A
back.
few.
This parent is.
Yeah.
This parent kind of.
TikTok is a lot of misinformation, though. You
Yeah.
go to like trending searches and it's like Selena Gomez is
Nothing's
dead.
real.
Like everything's fake.
But it's
So-
kind of fun though. I get like a little panic every day when I see the like, I'm like, but yeah, maybe this will make it better.
And Taylor Swift's like always engaged.
Yeah, or always like releasing something. Next up, TikTok is sort of testing new retargeting options. They're working with selected partners on an engaged session option, which will let advertisers target people who spend at least 10 seconds on the site after clicking on an ad. It's not fully rolled out yet, and there's some concern about TikTok's tracking since people already think they're stealing all their data. But it would be interesting for people to test when and if this does roll out. So.
Yeah, and then their credit card could get stolen.
Right. And then they can't buy Drake calendars, and then it's a whole thing.
Where do you think it got stolen?
Greg, I've thought about this.
I think somebody just like got your password and bought
I'm
something
going
else.
gas station. Somebody a card.
That's what I kept saying. But I'm like, the fact that it happened 6 months ago and then also happened now, I've been to different gas stations because I moved. And so the odds it happens
What's
twice.
the last thing you purchased online? Beef tallow?
A water bottle.
From where?
Nalgene. I don't know how you say that.
Mm.
It's a good
Sounds
brand.
legit.
Yeah, look it up.
Why do you need a water bottle? You have
It
a
was
billion
not for
water
me.
bottles.
It was a gift.
Okay.
Yeah. I might use it though.
She has every single Starbucks cup that's ever been made.
I try my best. Yeah. It's fun. Okay, next up, Meta is going to be banning political ads in Europe due to new EU regulations starting in October. So if you're a political advertiser in Europe, watch out.
I'm jealous of them.
Yeah, I know, right?
You can't use Meta.
No, because the
'cause
political
they'll
ads.
get political ads.
Oh, you're jealous of Europeans.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can
Must
move.
be nice.
They'll get banned.
Relocate.
They're always banned and unbanned.
Yeah.
too.
Meta is also expanding its double verify brand suitability tools for ads placed in Facebook and Instagram Reels. Double verify explained it as content level controls proactively evaluate inventory and automatically exclude content that does not align with each brand's unique suitability standards. You'll then get granular data on where your ads showed or on what, and then you can see if those meet brand expectations, which I like this. I'm always concerned about that on Meta, is like just being attached to random things.
Yeah. Those you
So-
were talking to me recently about the ads that are like they look like they're attached to a post.
Yeah, like it's like at the bottom of a reel will be playing, and then the ad will just like come up like on the bottom, and it looks like you're sponsoring that content, and it freaks me out. And I don't
see it on
like
Facebook too. Like it's a
Yeah.
bad look.
Yeah, because like you watch like half the video, and then it comes up, and then it looks like this nice company is sponsoring this spooky reel.
They should
It's
get rid
just-
of it.
Yeah, I don't like it, but maybe this will help. Some sad news for smaller creators on Instagram. They're restricting their live streaming to people with 1K followers or more. So this is kind of what other ad platforms do. TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers as well. And the idea in theory is it'll help increase the quality of live streams. But this is sad for some people.
Do you have 1,000 followers?
You know, I used to, and I don't anymore.
Why? How did you in the past?
I mean, I was like in high school and just followed everyone in the world,
And
you
then they
know.
just stop following you.
And I've grown up and realized I shouldn't do that. So yeah.
So people just left, or you just kicked them off.
Well, no, it's like I follow a bunch of people, they follow me back, and now that I am not 18, I go through my feed, and if I don't know someone, I unfollow them, and I
private.
yeah, and I assume others do that as well. So yeah,
That's growth.
I know.
Do you have over 1,000? I feel like you have over 1,000.
On my TikTok, I did because I went viral one time, but I've lost my spark.
Have you? Do you even post on there anymore?
No, since like moving,
Oh yeah.
lost my spark.
Well, none of us can live stream on Instagram.
That's
I went through
upsetting.
like a really weirdo live streaming phase on Facebook.
Did
Do
you
you live stream
actually?
stuff?
Yeah, I just like went through this phase like
Oh my gosh.
when
They
I was
have
like
these-
22, and I just thought it was hilarious to like live stream like the randomest things. Like
Are they still at somewhere to be found?
I go through my memories every day and delete.
No, we need to save some for a future show.
No, I think they're no. I also think we had a story recently that they were getting deleted
Let's try to save
automatically.
some. Let's.
What? How convenient.
We need to find one.
It was literally like me like filming my boyfriend watching TV, who's now my husband.
Say less. I want this. Like we need Julia. We need this.
I was
would
a
love to see
freak.
it
I should
again.
delete my entire
No,
Facebook
don't.
account.
We need to find this. We need to surface this, and this is great content, Shep.
Next, X Premium users can now sign up for a text to video option that's called Imagine. It's allegedly the fastest image and video generation experience.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I just truly can't wait.
The fastest.
Yeah, like just
Not
what I
the
want.
best.
Yeah, yeah, just
quality.
the fastest.
I
Just
can't wait.
fast.
But honestly, like bad AI generated images bring so much joy to the world.
Yeah, they are.
So
pretty
maybe this will
funny.
be good.
And the videos, I still watch them all the time, but not because like it's good.
Did you see the bunnies on the trampoline?
Yes, literally the first
It
time I
looks
saw
really
it.
real.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I was like, "There's no way this is real," but it looks so real.
Mhm.
And then the next day, I saw a girl on TikTok like, "I got tricked by AI with the bunnies," and I was like, "Oh, I almost did too."
Also, people thought it was cute. That's like my worst nightmare. Bunnies are rodents. Let's be real.
You don't like bunnies?
They're rodents.
She doesn't like them.
That's crazy.
Have you seen that movie about the bunnies with like Emma Stone?
No.
It
Can
was
we
like
go-
a freaky Oscar movie a few years ago.
Can we figure out what you consider a rodent by a pop quiz here?
Okay.
Mouse,
Yes.
rat,
Yes.
gerbil,
Yes.
hamster,
Yes.
rabbit,
Yes.
Ferret.
Yes.
raccoon,
Yes.
Groundhog.
koala,
No.
capybara,
Yes.
nutria.
I don't really know what they are. I think
Look up
yes. Yes.
nutria.
You told me about it once.
It is the most horrifying little animal you've ever seen.
Squirrel.
It's like a
Yes.
chipmunk,
Yes.
I guess those technically are, but they're cute.
deer.
No.
I don't know if she likes deer or not.
I didn't say I like them.
Cat.
No.
You don't think a cat's a rodent?
No.
I would cry.
Something that moves really quick and is like,
What about like a beaver, a groundhog,
Yes.
all those in the family?
yes.
Hmm.
Groundhogs for sure.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting.
Wow.
Flying squirrel.
Yes.
Bat.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh.
You don't like bats? Bats are the
Number
best.
one most undesirable.
Yeah,
Why? They
those
eat
are the
mosquitoes.
worst.
We're going to put a bat house at our
They are
house.
freaky deaky.
You ever had one in your home?
Bats are the coolest thing. It's a mammal that can fly, dude.
It's disgusting. It's
No.
a rat with wings.
But they eat mosquitoes.
So
It's making me itchy.
Okay, so back to this fastest video generation experience. What is it going to do?
Right. So it's the fastest. And he's saying that it'll effectively bring Vine back, but in AI form. And to me, that's just offensive because Vine could never be replaced. Nothing has ever been as good as Vine is. TikTok's close, but it's just not the same.
The whole
And-
point of Vine is like it's not AI. It's just people.
Right.
doing
It's just
dumb
people being
things
funny.
in
And it's
6
like
seconds.
quick and like a short video.
is that a quote from what's his name?
Elon?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what
Did
Vine
he ever?
is.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
He just knows people like it. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, this will get them. More X news. They believe in better ads for all.
This is right after he came out and was like, I hate don't
Yeah.
revenge.
So right after removing
you.
everything fun like emojis, hashtags, limiting people to one emoji per ad, they believe in better ads for all. So they'll allegedly have sleeker, more captivating ads, but again, no more hashtags, no more emojis, no more distracting URLs or anything fun. Smarter campaigns with AI, which will find your ideal audience with laser precision, unlocking superior outcomes, which just feels fake and a lie, and someone just made that up to say something cool, but it doesn't sound cool. Grok for more context and transparency.
Oh, that's what I want. Grok just came out to be the least accurate thing, but I want that for transparency.
Right. So they said, it's all about fostering real trust between users and advertisers, paving the way for a more open, vibrant ecosystem that benefits everyone. But 2 weeks ago, Grok was saying terrible things and had to be reworked. And then empowering small businesses. So they said, X recognizes small businesses as the backbone of the economy, and we strive to be the top platform for everyone from entrepreneurial startups to mom and pop shops and savvy D2Cs. But for anything new or extra, you have to pay for X premium, and you also probably have to have a large budget because they're charging based on the amount of ad space you take up. But you can reach out today and craft campaigns that don't just perform, they inspire.
Wow.
So,
That's beautiful.
yeah, I just
I feel like you need to
truly-
wash your mouth out with soap after reading that.
I know, it's traumatizing, but better ads for all.
And that brings us to our real life segment, straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
For me this week, I think we've mentioned this on the show before, but you wrote a blog post about it, right? We have a script that will email you how much your Google Ads account has spent that day. And July was a long month. I had a client that was really close on the budget. We ended up having to pause ads halfway through the day on the 31st. And it was really nice to have that script telling me every hour how much we had spent. So check out Julia's blog post on cypressnorth.com.
Working hard for me this week is having new accounts, whether it's like a brand new account and you're starting from scratch or just like a new account you're in and looking at old stuff and figuring out how to change and go from there. I feel like it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of learning for everyone. And I have like both of those right now. So it's just been interesting. And yeah.
That's awesome. And for me, something working hard, AI max location controls. I was a doubter of when you wouldn't actually need this, but we have a client that has very specific regions that they're looking to advertise in and to promote a product. And we can easily do that by having our keyword that is the same for multiple ad groups. And then using that location control, it'll show to anybody that has that DMA or city. You have a lot of options with it. So it's just a nice way to not build a whole bunch of extra campaigns. You can just kind of do it all in one.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI people, Joe Youngblood at YoungbloodJoe on X shared a post originally from LinkedIn from Miguel Pallet. And he is the founder of Tailride, which is a startup. And he said, we got penalized by Google a few months ago as we were launching Jet Invoice, now Tailride. We went all in on programmatic SEO. We created thousands of pages using AI targeting long tail keywords. We knew what our ideal users were searching for, and it worked for a while. Our first users came exclusively from SEO. We were getting hundreds of clicks and millions of impressions. But then it backfired. Google flagged our domain. Pages started getting de-indexed and traffic plummeted overnight. We learned the hard way that shortcuts don't scale sustainability. It was a huge mistake, but a great lesson. And one of the reasons we rebranded to Tailride.
Like it's like, get Invoice, get out of here. We need a new name because we burnt this domain so hard.
That's crazy. He says, if you're experimenting with PSEO or AI content, happy to share our learnings and what we're doing differently now. So yeah, take his advice because rebrands are a lot of work. You don't want to have to do that.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
All right. And this week's must-read marketing article of the week comes from Nikki Lamb over at NP Digital, and it's from Search Engine Land. It says, a smarter Reddit strategy for organic and AI search visibility. I think a lot of people have seen Reddit showing up more and more in the SERPs and getting more real estate within Google. And this is a great lesson. And if you're trying to use Reddit as a brand, as a user, as whomever, how to actually work within the rules. And I feel like a lot of people just go in there and promote. There are certain subreddits you cannot promote. There are certain subreddits you can't have links. There are ways that you can go in and add value to a community. There are many businesses that can go out there. They're helpful. They share. They're open. They're transparent. And it can work. But if you are interested in trying to enhance your Reddit effort, I would say that this is a good job. She has like a run, or crawl, walk, run kind of scenario there. So check it out. Thank you, Nikki. And now we are going to dive deep into the world of Amazon with Mike Ryan. All right. Welcome, Mike Ryan at Mike Ryan Retail on Twitter X and on LinkedIn, just Mike Ryan from SMEC. Thanks for jumping on today to talk about Amazon going full Blue Origin and leaving the earth, or at least leaving Google Ads auctions from the shopping ads side of things. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, that's the only part of Earth I care about anyway, Greg, so they're gone.
Yeah, just PLAs. That's it. Big news. When did Amazon leave Google Shopping ads that you had seen? And then are they completely gone?
Yeah, so this happened July 22nd, and it happened pretty much all at once across all their domains, all their country stores. And they also left, like, they're not in free listings either. So that's really weird too, because those are free listings. Why would you get rid of that? But they are still on search ads, like search campaigns, and I don't know if they do some other Google stuff like YouTube or whatever, but they left shopping.
They left free list. I feel like I've seen them on free listings.
I don't think so. Let me know. I'm happy to be wrong. I think if you look in a merchant center, you can segment by paid or free listings. Yeah,
but I think the big thing is people still might see some of those competitive metrics from the search side. So it seems like it seems like they're still as is with text, however you want to define those, just typical search ads, but no product feed, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So like your auction insights report, you can look at your search auction insights or your shopping auction insights. You'll still see them in search, but not in shopping.
Okay, and I'm looking now, and I don't see a lot in free listings in the shopping section, but I swear I've seen them in products in the actual SERPs, not the shopping only SERPs.
They could be appearing in some. There's so many different, like these knowledge panels and all these different organic. They could be in something there.
So Amazon has done this in the past, right? They've had substantial time out of shopping auctions. When was the last time or the last span? Do you know roughly how long that was and the time?
Yeah, I mean, the last major global go to zero outage was in Q2 of 2020. So it was about a month in that core early lockdown period. And I think they were even pretty open about that. Like it was clear what was going on, the reasons why. They just had so much demand coming in. They had some fulfillment challenges and stuff like that. Like they didn't need advertising at all of any kind at that moment. And it was just this market force. And similarly, when Temu left earlier this year, they left for a pretty clear or obvious reason. It was related to tariffs. And that's what makes this time a little different, is there's not a clear reason why. That's what makes it really interesting.
Yeah, and Temu, like their products, they couldn't sell anything at the low price. This is a shirt from Temu, Mike. I wore it for you.
The amount of microplastics floating around your brain right now, Greg. Thoughts and
I know,
prayers.
but it was like $4, Mike. But not anymore. So Temu's gone. Amazon is gone. It maybe no, obviously nobody knows. Do you have any, I guess, insights into, like, do you think this is a test? I know this is all speculation, but this is what the show is. This is what we do. So what are your thoughts?
We can only speculate right now, unless there's like some kind of leaked information, because we just don't know. And the most popular theory is that it's an incrementality test, which to me is also like the most boring theory. And I mean, that's fine if it is. But to me, it doesn't really click because they've been advertising on Google for years, and they've had every opportunity to do different kinds of holdout tests and all kinds of measurement. And I think they probably have a pretty clear-eyed view on what Google Shopping is and what it's doing for them or not doing for them at this point. So I just don't really buy it. There's other theories that like there's some kind of a feed suspension. There's all kinds of, I don't really buy that either. I mean, I have my own pet theories, like it's a bit detailed to get into, but there's a new marketplace campaign type that's in beta, and it could be related to this. But the bottom line is we just don't know, and that means we don't know how long it's going to last. If it's permanent, if it's temporary, we just can't say.
The feed suspension theory, that would play into the free listings, right? Because you would think nobody in their right mind would say, I don't want free money.
Yeah, I mean, that would play into that, like unless it's part of this would be a very hardcore incrementality test if they turn off all ads, everything, and say even the free listings, it's possible. But yeah, that's kind of feeding into that. But there's a EU database for platform suspensions and visibility takedowns and things like that. And I've looked at this for the time period. I can see that data specifically for Google Shopping across Europe. And there was no big surge in visibility limitations, which you would expect. However, depending on how it's structured, you know, it could be hidden somewhere. It's hard to say, but I don't really think that's what happened.
Yeah, that would be an insane incrementality test. And
yeah,
your Amazon, I feel like you could do it by department. You could come up with like the tools that are out there today. Like this would be like the most cavemanish incrementality test.
Totally. Like there's marketing mix modeling, and there's also like their volumes are so huge that they could run a test on like 0.5% of their volume and still have statistically significant results because they have so much. So I don't buy it, but I've been wrong before.
Okay. So I guess still very early, but what are you just seeing like in accounts? More like how does that look? Obviously, other than, you know, Amazon being less competitive.
Yeah. I mean, this to me is the most interesting part, and it's really the most practical part of this conversation. So I compared, and I can share this data with you. I compared like the 7 days after they turned off their ads with like, I took every day and compared it against the median of that day of week for the year. So like, you know, Wednesday, I compared against all the other Wednesdays of the year to see how does this compare to just a typical boring Wednesday and Thursday and so on. And the answer is that we see very little difference in CPC, in click-through rate, and impression share. And this is sort of weird because it's a huge competitor that left. They're very dominant. And I don't know exactly how to account for this. I also I'm thinking, well, maybe a median is a wrong way to look at this because that's a central tendency. Like maybe there's what we call bimodal distribution in here, and some advertisers are affected and some others aren't. So I looked specifically at advertisers that have a high amount of competition with Amazon, and it was the same for them. So there's different ways we could look at this. Like the tinfoil hat thing would be that Google controls probably greater than 90% of the bidding environment through smart bidding, and everything else is sort of, you know, in that same ecosystem and influenced anyway by all those bids. So they could maybe handle something like this, but I don't know about that. I just think that there's so much latent budget, or like just budget waiting to be spent from these other supersized advertisers, that a lot of the visibility gets soaked up by them. And I've also looked at, for example, Temu, and I see that, yeah, Temu's overlap rate is higher. Their impression share is higher. And also the percentage of advertisers facing competition from Temu, they're all higher. So like, looks like Temu won from this. The next horizon that I'm looking at, I'm working on this now, but I do hear from people that they are spending more, even if the CPCs aren't there. And so I'm looking at like budget consumption and seeing if there's improvements to budget consumption. But it's weird right now. Like actually, there's not the super positive effects that you might hope for. At least they're not visible to me yet.
Okay. And then I know you're saying like CPCs are roughly the same, not huge waves. I would assume like there's nuance with everything, right? And there could be somebody that could be really impacted by this where all of a sudden, you know, if they don't have like strict budget caps and things, they might spend more. What would you look for just from like a health check standpoint, how this could like impact an advertiser that was competing against Amazon and now they're gone?
Like imagine that you have open budget and no ROAS targets. Google calls this like demand. I can't remember. They have some fancy term for it, like that. It's basically you're following demand. It's a demand following strategy. And in principle, a lot of demand would open up. Also, I found out Google took some of our data and shared it in these form emails with tons of advertisers telling them to spend more, which is okay. But
your data from SMEC?
Yeah. They apparently sent these form emails out to lots of advertisers showing our chart and saying, look, Amazon left. Now's the time to spend.
Wait, did you get royalties for this?
I did not get any commission on this, and I'm a little sore about it. So yeah, I mean, what I would say to watch out for in that kind of a setup, or if you are seeing large increases in impression share, check out if that's healthy for you, because there's actually kind of a common sense ceiling on the max impression share you would want for most accounts, where it's no longer profitable for you to be getting that last 10% of impressions. And you have to ask, like, all impressions are not created equally. Everyone's always talking about how they're looking at filtering their traffic and there's so much junk in there or whatever. If you start moving above a certain threshold of impression share, it's like, what am I actually buying and for how much? So you might want to look at your search terms, look at your efficiency, and see if this is actually a good thing or not. Because we don't know what kind of auctions Amazon was sitting in, to be honest.
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks for putting out a great tool over at smacksmarter-ecommerce.com. You have it linked in all your LinkedIn, Twitter X, everything like that. But you've got a great tool that shows the basically impression share by Amazon domain or property in there. And you can see, again, just this gigantic drop. And people can likely use this to see in their region how that impact is impacting. So that's an awesome tool. Thank you. Mike, you are also going a deeper dive on this as well. So yeah, I know you have a video that's coming out that came out last week, I believe Friday, and you do there's a LinkedIn. Is it on the SMEC YouTube as well?
Yeah, it's on SMEC YouTube as well. That's right.
Okay, so it's there. It's on your LinkedIn. You can find it. We'll link every single one in the description below here on YouTube. Any final thoughts on just Amazon leaving? Anything else to add?
No, I mean, I would say it is early, and let's just keep watching this. I'm curious how long this will go on for. If you notice anything interesting, please speak up, share it with the community. We're all in this together. And I think we all get smarter when we talk to each other. So.
Okay. And is it legal to bet in Austria?
Yeah, sure. There's like, it's more legal than in the US. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what is your bet as to why Amazon is off?
Oh, I thought we were going to do an over under how long they're out.
Let's do over under.
No, I don't know.
Let's do both. This is now a betting show.
Exactly. What are we wagering, by the way? I'm pretty rich from all the Google commissions I got now. So
yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
We'll have to. It'll be TBD. We'll put it out on Twitter.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think that. Yeah, I'm a coward, so I'm going to play it safe. I'll follow the wisdom of the crowd and say it's a marketing test. Even though my renegade theories are a little more wild, but following on that, because otherwise I think this is either going to last a month or it's going to last forever. I don't know.
Okay. I'll go. I mean, test is like all encompassing answer in a way, but I'll just take the wild one. Like, hey, it's feed issues. I'll go with that. That seems insane for a company that big, but I'm just gonna go with that one and we'll bet something. Maybe we'll have to like dress like each other for Halloween or something fun.
I'm not wearing a Temu shirt for Halloween, Greg.
I'll send you one. I'll send you one right there. Yep. Microplastics galore. Okay. And Mike, if people want to follow you, learn more, how do they do so?
Yeah, you can follow me at Mike Ryan Retail on Twitter, and my handle is also Mike Ryan Retail on LinkedIn, but the handles don't work that well there. Just search for Mike Ryan, and there's only like 1 million of us. You'll find me.
All right. And Mike is one of the best, a must follow in the business. And thanks for coming on a short notice and talking about this hot topic. It was very, very fulfilling. And then if you want more, go check out those videos over on Smack, LinkedIn, everywhere else. Thanks for hopping on today, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Say hello to the team for me, okay?
Will do. Take care.
All right. Bye.
And now onto our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. Julia?
I'm going to do Nobody's Perfect by Hannah Montana because she's going back on tour.
Okay, I'll go the polar opposite. You got to watch the YouTube version, but it's High Run by Ren.
All right, that does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
I can't wait to see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.